So I'm guessing 2017 is all about protagonist becoming an antagonist trend. I'm cool. We are only one chapter away from the big 100, and already I got crazy chills from their confrontation alone. In fact, it's the embodiment of two worlds colliding for one explosive event. Eren and Reiner have finally met face to face as the festival begins with a disturbing vibe that it will shake the nation forever. The action has yet engaged, but its intensified atmosphere and exhilarating face-off is enough to leave you nerve-wracking for what's about to happen. The start of the chapter is such a grim transition for Reiner. The regretful feeling from the past about the man hanging himself is a cruel way to describe the chapter's focus. Reiner in the past didn't think too highly about that man. That man did abandon his family in order to save himself, and it ultimately led him to suicide. Maybe the man wants someone to judge his action. This crawls back at Reiner because now he's being judged by the man who he betrayed. The confrontation between Eren and Reiner got me goosebumps, chills, and downright absorbed. The intensity between the two is mind-boggling. If anything, Eren reigned supreme throughout the chapter, and it made me feel so bad for Reiner. Eren was just a tyrant in comparison. After all, he is in the enemy territory, so he has nothing to lose. That threat with his blood without Falco knowing is gut-wrenching. My god, this guy can be a hell of an antagonist. It's a bit thought-provoking with Willy and Kiyomi. Willy has been a nervous wreck before the play, which I don't know if there's a real reason behind that or not. What's questioning is that after they share their gratitude, Kiyomi and her men leaves the scene. Didn't stay for the play. I don't know how this will play into a bigger role, but it's certainly worth noting for the future. The setting has nearly everyone in the audience see, including the father of Anne. Reiner's mother meets with him, recollected the honor the lost soldiers gained. The interesting part is Annie's father believes that she is still alive. I don't know if this is Isayama's way of hinting of her return soon. It's still up for debate on whether she will return active or remain in that crystal. The soldiers emphasize clearly that the area is good enough to cause a massive stir to the entire world. It's the matter of when that trigger will be pulled. Once again, I feel really bad for Reiner in this chapter. He acts like an innocent man having a gun pointed at his face, and it only takes a trigger to end it. Eren acts like he was playing mind games as well as taking advantage of his nervous breakdown. The reflection of Reiner's goal causes him to lose himself, while Eren tries to calm him down. At least that's how I see it. I couldn't stand any more of Reiner's suffering. It's hard to make it out of Eren's intention, and the confusion will only grow. It's clever for Eren to entrap Reiner and Falco below the surface, enough to hear the story of Titans from Willy. The story is intriguing, but disturbing on how he made his side of the story with Helos as the savior of the world. Whether it's true or not, it does appeal to masses, and they bought it in, every part of it. When it got to the present or 4 years ago timeline, that's when the biasness kicks in. It completely paints the Paradise Island people as terrorists to humanity. That said, it is arguable to say that this shows the two sides of war, and that is a convincing point. The idea, however, is to reference Reiner's action when breaking the wall down. It slowly consumes his mind, and how Eren reminded him on what he said back at the betrayal scene. Thrown to the island, knowing nothing about anything. It's hauntingly sad for Reiner to revisit those nightmarish thoughts. There is an interesting twist that is most likely connected to Eren's ominous plan, unless it was someone else planning this. Pieck and Porco were escorted to somewhere else, when all of a sudden, the guard that was with them cut the rope to activate a trap door. What the hell is going on? My guess is that Connie, yes Connie, was the one behind that trap. It's hard to tell, but I'm only referring to Pieck's comment since she feels she has met him before. If I recall correctly, she has met him before in the last arc. I know he doesn't have that buzz cut anymore, at least from an angle, but time skip can do wonders. Plus he has a nice beard, so there's that. Don't ask. If anything, maybe it could be Army. I don't know if Army would be shown like that, but then again, you never know. I can't also help but think the actor that's playing as Helos may be a Survey Corps member in disguise. It might be just me, since the way how it was paneled suggested with the zoom in chin area. That said, I want to gamble on John, since perhaps chin is like a connection to Horseface. I'm grasping straws here, but you never know. Oddly enough, the most bizarre bomb drop is from Willie Taiba, and this makes me raise so many questions. He had been nervous throughout his run as himself since the intro. Now he finally got up to the stage and dropped a megaton news breaking that the story of Helos as the savior is a complete lie. Not only that it harmed the credibility, but it also devalued Taiba's family's position. Why would he go out of his way to reveal it now? It has a bizarre segue to the true story of the savior, which leads to King Fritz to be the rightful one. The atmosphere becomes eerie with religious and grim imagery. What's startling is how Willie now proclaims that the family made a pact with the king, which sounds questionable if you ask me. I know the first story was told made them look like the dominant family, but this newly released story tried to reconnect their position. According to Willie, the king wanted peace, and only the royal blood shall use the founding titan. Unfortunately, due to it being stolen, chaos is on the horizon, and is all thanks to one and only Eren Jaeger. He's the devil. The devil! Basically, the main objective of the play is to spread the words to everyone that Eren is their prime target, and they must unite to take out the common enemy. In fact, it is said that King and Taiba see Eldians as a threat to mankind, so to correct the mistake, they will eliminate them. The setup throughout the chapter is fascinating and highly suspicious. Everything has a lot going on, and each of them leaves a lot of questions. We got many key characters moving around places, including Zeke. It feels rather coordinated with his placement. It could be a coincidence, but that would be too convenient. Willie's intention does feel odd with his choice of exploitation. Eren's plan is left in vague with a reference towards Reiner's goal, to save the world. The presentation is very exhilarating. Isayama did a fantastic job on creating the suspense and captivating scenes. Eren was the ruler and Reiner was the slave. Completely got him in the palm of his hand. Many key notes from previous chapters and flashbacks come in play in a meaningful, powerful way, and it pays off well. The paneling with a page that could have been just a page is pretty effective and made Willie's story very convincing. The flow and narration is well addressed and you can feel the imagery coming to life. The atmosphere leaves you hanging on the edge of the seat with each passing pages. There's a clear sign that chaos is about to happen at any time. This chapter exploits why the flashbacks, the inner depth of his lore of Marley, and the slow build for recurring characters to return is most necessary. The impact is profoundly strong, with each of new discoveries and mysteries. I feel sorry for Falco for making the worst case scenario into a reality. If chapter 100 ensue chaos, we're in for some crazy shit then. Get ready. If you have been following me for a while, I have to address that I won't be giving a score. I won't do that for any reviews anymore. But if you like to pretend there is a number, think it's a 10 out of 10. Unfreaking believable. But seriously, I really enjoyed this chapter. I really like the tension. I like the suspense. I like these very mysterious placement of his characters and what's going on and how this set up to be some crazy event that may take place in the next chapter. Whether there's action or it could be more talking, whatever it is, it's working very well. The hype is so damn high. I cannot wait for the next chapter. What are your thoughts of this chapter? What do you think is going to happen? What is going on? I don't know what's going on, minus the fact that Eren got Reiner as hostage, so to say. But what is the intention? What is his agenda? What is it? Everything might be solved in the next chapter. This series is about to explode. And the next chapter is 100. It cannot be any better. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.